Okay, so let me go again. Okay, so next topic that I would like to touch, and it's going to be the second topic of a seminar, and that's the framework, which is called backward design. As you can see, it's a book, Understanding by Design. Maybe you have seen abbreviation UBD, which actually refers to the book Understanding by Design. And the authors, they are describing backward design. That's what they did. They described backward design in their book. Could you please tell me who knows, who have heard about it, about backward design? And if you know what is that, could you please tell me in few words, what do you know about it? So let's start from beginning. Did you hear about backward design? Yes, you know, no, not yet. Okay, well, that would be if somebody doesn't know, I will have an intro about it. We will try to practice it a little bit, and I will give you also in the end the links to use to learn about it. Okay, and I see also um, backward design as an approach to curriculum planning that starts by identifying desired learning outcomes and then works backward to develop assessment and instructional activities that help achieve those outcomes. AI answer. Okay. Uh, is a curriculum planning approach? Yes. Identify goals, determine assessment, plan instruction? Yes, that's right. So I can see that some of you are familiar with them, right? So, and that's what we're going to touch a little bit just because future exercise that I have in the presentation is going to touch the backward design. That's why I want everyone to be on the same page when I talk about backward design, so you understand what I'm actually talking about, right? So it's a book, right? And in this book, actually two authors, two people wrote it, and it was back in 2005. So they explain how the backward design framework works to design and course and content. So both, right? Not just the course itself, not just on the one lesson, it also works even for an activity. So through this framework, teachers work backwards. That's why it's called backward design. So we as if moving from the outcome to the beginning, right? From the from considering the desired goal to identifying learning materials. So it's not the opposite way around, right? When you're like, oh, today I would like to talk about this text, and you try to do exercises on a text without actually understanding your goal. So what they decided is to pay attention to the goal. What do you want from that? What is your goal? And then moving backwards to understand what do you need for that? What exercises you need, what assessments you need, and so on. So backward design helps teachers to focus more on student learning and comprehension the outputs of teaching, right? Rather than their own performance. So it is changing, switching their focus from, oh, I am such a good teacher, right? Into actually student learning goals. Like, what do they need? They came here to do something, right? And when it comes to learning English, ESL, right? So what usually students want? They don't want to see results right away, right? They would like to um, see that they, for example, go to a doctor and they can communicate. They would like to know that they come to, oh, again, I actually, um, I cannot change it I cannot remove it. It's only the person who did that can remove it. If it's possible, could you please remove it? Okay. So you would like to know what students want, and that is your goal, right? You would like to know uh, why they came to the class, right? You would like to, every topic you teach, you want to give some real practical, real life examples so that in the end, they can, as if pretend that they are at the doctor's office, as if they are calling someone, right? So that is the goal in terms of English as a second language. Okay, and I know that already in a chat, Mira, you got the already stages of it, right? So there are 3 stages. The first one is to identify the desired results. So what is your goal, in other words? The second stage, determine acceptable evidence. So that means, how do you know that students learn this? How to understand that they got it, they understood the information, they can use it, and so on. So that's the second stage. And only the third one is to plan learning experiences and instruction. So we're going to go a little more into each stage. So the first stage, that's when we determine the goal, that's when we determine the result. There are a few questions that you can ask yourself. The first one is over here. So since you do not really see the question because of those ratings that somebody wrote by accident, I will read it for you, okay? So one of the questions that you should ask before you plan a lesson: what should students hear, read, view, explore, or otherwise encounter? So what is that? What is the base that they should be surrounded with, right? Number two. Number two is already visible, by the way. Let me pick one person to read number two. I have here Marjorie Martinez. Could you please read number two, the second question? Marjorie?
Marjorie Martinez, are you there?
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, nice to
I,
hear
I can't
you.
hear you clearly. Yes, I'll be reading the number one.
Yeah, number two, because number one is
Oh, okay, number
covered.
two.
So yeah,
Okay, number two. What knowledge and skills should students master?
yes, thank you so much. So
Okay.
here we come to skills. So skills, it is something that is gained, right? So you have to do it over and over and over for it to become a skill. So maybe if you do the same thing over and over, that is boring, right? So you have to understand how to make it not boring, how to make it slightly different from one exercise to another, right? So you have to understand what knowledge and what skills they should develop. Okay, so first we should understand what to surround them with, right? And then what it will lead to which kind of knowledge, to which kind of skill, all of that will lead our students to. And one more question over here, number 3. And number 3, Lorna.
Number 3 is, what are the big ideas and important understandings students should retain?
Yes. So that's another question that you should ask yourself. What they should keep. What is useful for them to keep, right? Maybe it can be something very, very important. Maybe you are, for example, when we talk about English as a second language, maybe we are talking about some kind of emergency. And in case of emergency, they can actually communicate. They can do it, which is very, very important in case of emergency, for example. Or maybe you are discussing some big ideas. Maybe you are touching some topic which is more like about philosophy, and maybe students give some suggestions, advice, right? So it's about something which is bigger than just only one little topic. So you have to also plan that. You have to think what they should retain, what they should keep, what they should memorize and use in the future. So that is about the first stage. Again, you have to understand the goal, right? Where to look at, and then walk that way. That's the first stage. Moving to the second stage. Second stage is actually about the activities, right? So it is visible. So I will ask someone to read it. Sai Gonzalez, could you please read the first paragraph? Or maybe it's not Sai, it's a C. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Rosemary, I see that you raised your hand. Do you want to read it instead? If yes, please go ahead.
Good evening, ma'am.
Oh,
Good morning.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will read the statement that in the backward design, stage 2. Stage 2 requires teachers to determine that activities and assessments that, once completed by students, will act as evidence of their learning and comprehension.
Yes, that's right. Thank you. And I saw
You're welcome.
already Sai Gonzalez, right? I saw you
Yes, miss.
already. Yeah, okay, welcome. So then for you will be the question to read. The first question that we should ask ourselves while we are on the second stage. So please go ahead and read it.
How will I know if students have achieved the desired results?
Exactly. Thank you. So again, so you have to ask yourself, how do I know that they are learning? How do I know that they understand me? How do I know that they can use it in real life? So this question, how, helps you to move to the second stage. You have to kind of create some activities and assessments, right, in order to help them to achieve those results by those assessments. So your question would be how? How do I know that? How do I know that they can use those words in a real life? How do I know that they understand the meaning? How do I know this and that and that? So the answer to that question would be the stage 2. But we have one more question that you can also ask yourself. And that question will be for, okay, Donna Joy Pahila. Could you please read the second question?
What will accept as evidence of student understanding and proficiency?
That's right. Thank you. So that's in this question, it's not only about how they learn, how they understand. That is also about proficiency, how well they can do it. How do you understand that they are so good at it that you can just let them go in real life, right? And they will be using that vocabulary. So that is also the question that you can ask yourself, and which exercise helps them to be proficient in something. And there is one little note, which is also important. So it may be helpful to think first about what mastery looks like in the real world before you attempt to design an assessment. So why I pointed it out is because whenever you teach English, you always have to connect it to the real world. So it cannot be just, oh, let's learn the words, I don't know, for example, table, pen, charger, right? And they will make labeling sentences. This is a pen, this is a charger, right? But in reality, it can be for low beginners. But that exercise is completely not useful for high beginners or true beginners, especially for intermediate and higher levels. It is not useful at all. So you do want to connect it to real world. Maybe some dialogue or some topic can be pretty hard for a lower level. So you kind of adjust it slowly by little words, by little sentences to align with real world examples. So that's why I pointed that out. It is important for English as a second language to always think about real world. Okay. Moving to the stage number 3 from our backward design. And here we have a little more questions because it is about lesson planning and delivery. The first question is over here, and I will ask someone else to read it. Okay, Elisa Dio, could you please read it for me? And I hope that I pronounce your names correctly.
Yes, you pronounce it correctly, Miss.
Okay, good.
What knowledge and skills will students need to perform effectively and achieve desired results?
Yes. So here, when you know the knowledge and skills, and when you know which skills come in order, like for example, this is the first one, this is the next one, you know how to plan, because planning is about order. For example, you want your students to be able to use language complexity, maybe let's say emerging language complexity, using the word because. And you want them in the end to be able to say what is their favorite season and why do they like it. So the sentence would look like, my favorite season is, let's say, summer because I like when it is hot and sunny. That is a pretty long sentence. It is impossible to make students to say it from the scratch. It has to be chunked into little parts. First of all, students should know the vocabulary. So you teach them vocabulary, seasons, weather, right? As soon as they know these two kind of topics like seasons and weather, as soon as they know the vocabulary, and depending, like season vocabulary is pretty simple, but weather vocabulary you can always break it into low beginners, high beginners, and intermediate. It depends on what your group is, right? So you first have to learn that. That's the first stage. You have to make sure that everybody understands what is it, they know how to pronounce those words, and they know how to make simple sentences with those words. For example, my favorite season is summer. Another student says, my favorite season is winter. Another student says, my favorite season is fall, and so on, right? Maybe you would like to blend a little bit of grammar in here. So one student says, my favorite season is summer. And then another student comes says, his favorite season is summer. So you're kind of blending it in so it's not too boring for them, right? And as soon as they know the vocabulary, only then you can explain how to use because and put one sentence together with another sentence and just put it together. And that's how complexity is built. But in order to put that into lesson planning, which is the stage 3, right? You have to understand what knowledge and skills, right, at a specific part of your lesson planning should be used. Okay, moving to the second question. And the second question will be for, okay, Christy Lavalera. Are you here, Christy?
Hi.
Hi, nice to
Hi,
hear
good
you.
evening.
Could you please read the second question?
Yeah, sure. What activities will equip students with the necessary knowledge and skills?
Exactly. So next step to it, right, is first you understand what knowledge and skills they need at a specific stage, right? And now you think of a specific activities for each stage of your lesson planning. That's our second question that you should ask yourself in a stage number 3. Thank you. Question number 3 will be for okay, I see here Joy Navel Gallego.
Hello po, ma'am. Okay, for number 3, what will need to be taught and coached and how considering learning goals?
Yeah, so that's another question. You have to understand, okay, before I do that, what should be taught? What should I train them for? So as if again, that I was telling you before, you break it into little parts, into little pieces, and then you put those pieces like as if it's a puzzle. And here we come. Question number 4 that you should ask yourself when you do the stage 3 of backward design. And that would be for May Ann Inokanda, please.
Hello, good morning.
Hi.
For question number 4,
Yeah.
what materials and resources are best suited to ensure students reach the identified learning goals?
So, and here, that is the last thing. You think of some resources. You think of the best materials, the best vocabulary, the best listening exercise that could lead you to the goal that you created in the stage 1. So only over here you choose the materials. Only after asking all of those questions to yourself, only then you have a bigger picture of what materials to use. And since many of you didn't know, right? you can take a picture of those links. So first of all, that's the original book, which was written in 2005. You can find that book anywhere. You can even go to a library and borrow that book. So Mr. Wiggins and Magtai, right? Understanding by Design. So first of all, that's their book. What is it all based on, right? Also, if you would like to hear some feedback from other teachers, from other professors, you can open that link. It's an article. And that's an article in the Chronicle of Higher Education. You can read some opinion and review for that book, and maybe hear some other examples. And also, this article, this document, it's a document, this is a picture of a document. It comes from Vanderbilt University Center for Teaching, and the document is available on this link. So whenever you click, you see it's docs document, it will be right away downloaded to your computer, and you will be able to open it and read it. So you will get this presentation in the end, but at the same time, you can take a picture if you would like, you can make a screenshot. But again, I'm saying it, the links will be provided in the end of the seminar. Okay. So let's now use all our knowledge about competencies and about backward design, and let's try to create maybe an exercise or maybe few exercises, few activities together. So we need to understand the results. What do we want? What is the evidence that they can do it? And only then we plan our activity or plan our lesson and so on. So the topic will be weather, and our audience, so your class would be beginners. Let's think, what results do we want to have? So it is English as a second language learners, and the topic for them is weather. What results do they need? Remember to connect it to real life. So give me your ideas. What do you think could be the best results for beginners to learn about weather? What results do you want to see? What is the goal of the lesson? Give me your answers in the chat. Identifying different weather. Okay. Understanding the differences, that's right, of weather. They will know the weather based on what they see, that's good. Recognize basic weather vocabulary, sunny, rainy, cloudy, etc. Good. Students will be able to define in their own words different weather, yep. How weather affects on our daily lives, okay. But it's more not for beginners though. That is maybe for high intermediate, but that's a good point. Identify basic weather concepts and describe current weather conditions. Yep. Recognize and name basic weather, word recognition and identification. Students will identify common weather vocabulary, identify different kinds of weather, answer and ask questions about weather. Yes, that is very good example. Yes, and that's right. So we want them to be able to describe the weather, right? And to be able to have a conversation with someone about the weather. And why do beginners need that? Maybe you know that in United States it's very popular to have a small talk. It's a part of the culture. So
Associate,
and that's it. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
associate pictures and the kinds of weather.
Yes, that's right. Thank you. That's right. So whenever it comes to small talk, people can talk about everything. And maybe for beginners, it could be frustrating to talk about everything, whatever is happening, because they do not have enough vocabulary, they do not have enough knowledge. So they can at least feel confident talking about weather, saying, oh, yesterday it was rainy. I do not like the rain. So they can still say some sentences, simple sentences, and have a small talk. So that is also can be a goal, to be able to have a small talk with a native speaker. And weather is one of the topics which people use for a small talk. So we identify the results. And those are, oh, I understand the weather in different countries. Yes, and it can be also a combination of two topics. Maybe before you were talking about countries and nationalities and languages, and now you're talking about weather, and you can connect those two topics. That is also building the rapport between the lessons is also very, very important. Okay, that's a good example. Okay. Let's talk about evidence. How do you know that they can do it? How do you know? How do you know that they can identify? How do you know that they understand? So give me examples of evidence. How do you know that your students understood? How do you know that students can say those words? How do you know that students can answer the questions? Give me examples. Students correctly match weather words with pictures. Okay, good. Students will draw and label pictures of different weather conditions. Good. Label the picture. Experience. Ask the student what their weather today and how do you feel about the weather today. Good. Looking directly in the text, pictures. Yes. So over here, we have to think of some assessment, think of some exercises and activities in order to tell us, okay, my students know how to do it. My students understand, right? And remember, we have to always think about different perspectives, about our competencies. In the listening exercises about evidence, right? There should be a reading exercise about evidence, writing, and speaking. And I prefer using speech partners for speaking in the beginning and then all the way in the end of the lesson to use speaking again, but more broad. So whenever they are used to little speech partners, they can make simple sentences, they can add extra, and they can become creative. And that's how you blend different levels together. So lower level, they can make simple sentences, but then you give some room for creativity for, let's say, advanced students when they can talk about using different terms and they can describe more and use more language complexity, and the order would be great in their answer, right? So that is also evidence stage. And let me read if I see more answers. Participation in activities. Yeah, of course, you want all the students to participate, not like one student is yawning and then another one is answering. No, you want everyone to participate. You want to be unpredictable in terms of asking who is talking, right? You want to make your exercises engaging. You want to make them interesting for them, right? That's right. Okay. Students describe today's weather using a complete sentence or simple worksheet. Match words, fill in blanks, label pictures. Yes. Track the weather for 5 days. Yeah, that could be a good example. Real life functional evidence. Good. Field activities, observation of environment or climate. Yes, if you have such possibility, that's even perfect. Yep. Yeah, students can even match outfit for different weather. Yes, that's right. That is actually when the language complexity comes. For example, somebody can say, oh, I'm wearing a raincoat today because it is rainy outside. Or I am wearing a sweater because it is cold outside. So that is also whenever you combine two topics, that always comes to language complexity. And let's think about planning. So what do you think should come first, come next? What they first have to understand? Maybe you will have like 1, learn the words, 2, do this, 3, do that. So what do you think the planning should look like? Send me the messages in the chat.
Combination of listening, speaking, reading, and writing.
Yes, that's right. So you kind of blend in different competencies. That is possible. Good. What else do we have? What do you think should come first, second, third, and maybe fourth, and so on? Okay, I have here the answer. Warm up. Show real life pictures of different weather and ask, what do you see? Direct instruction. Introduce 6-8 key weather words with visuals. Guided practice. Play a weather charades game. Students act out sunny, rainy, windy. Okay, that's a good one. Pair work. Students practice asking and answering. What's the weather today? Independent practice. Worksheet. Match words to pictures. Sentence completion. Closure. Quick exit ticket. Students draw and write a sentence about today's weather. Yes, that could be a good one. Good. So I have introduced vocabulary. Yes, we have to introduce vocabulary, but here the focus is on planning. What is the order of your activities? What is the order? What comes first? What comes next? Plan must be based on the competencies required. Yes, you, depending on your lesson, depending on your goal, you would blend the competencies. This one we're using here, this one we're using here. That's right. Greeting song, I see. One may be going out of the class and describe the weather of today. Okay. Show videos and play song about weather. Give some motivation, right? Okay. Okay, do now. Prompt question and provide sentence stems. Oh. Script conversation, preview, gallery, walk, exit ticket. Warm-up activity, motivation, problem for the day. I can, statement, explanations. I do, we do, collaborate. You do alone, closure, exit ticket, teacher's reflection. Okay, so, but in terms of weather, what do you think should come first? Whenever you give your lesson about weather, what should come first? Send me. Number 1. Background knowledge. Yes, possibly you can try to understand what they know in order to plan, but usually that is done before a lesson before. So whenever you prepare it, you know what they are capable of, right? A real-time experience, but that comes all the way in the end. We cannot come to real-time experience without knowing something, right? Motivation, okay. Great motivation. This one I didn't understand. Create a motivation about whether, well, we can motivate to learn, we can motivate to study, but we cannot really create motivation about whether. Maybe you meant what you could mean is explain them why they need to know the topic, right? So then, yes, that works. What day is it today? Ask about the weather today. Okay. Teach basic weather words. Yes, that's correct. Weather journal, record observations and see patterns. Okay. How's the weather? Yes. Ask them what is their favorite weather season. Okay, well, this could be somewhere in the middle because they have to know the weather. They do not know the vocabulary. They do not know what is that. They cannot explain yet, but they will, right? So, images to introduce weather. Weather bingo or flashcard match. Song watch. What's the weather like today? Read and write sentences about today's weather. Yes, Lorna, that's a very good example. So first of all, whenever you plan, you have to understand that they do not know the words. They have to know the words first. They have to expand their vocabulary. So you begin with the vocabulary. You begin with with making sure that they understand each picture, making sure that they know how to pronounce the word. And maybe sometimes it comes a little bit to writing, whenever you write on the board and they just repeat and put it in their copybooks, or they label the pictures from the printouts you gave them. So that's the first one. Then the second one, they have to learn that vocabulary. In order to learn it, they have to repeat over and over those words in a different sentences. So in one simple sentence, another simple sentence, one more, one more, one more. And only then they will be able to extend it to a bigger sentence with emerging language complexity. So I suggest you to look at this example. Let's say that's picture for our students. And the teacher goes, okay, everybody, let's look at the picture number 1. What is that? Students say, oh, it's sun. You say, yes. You write it down. Let's look at another picture. What is that? Some students say, not everybody will say, right? But some students will say. They'll say, it's a cloud. And you keep going. What do you see over there? They say, rain. Then let's move on. Oh, what's on another picture? Maybe it could be flashcards even. Wind. What's another one? Snow. What's another one? Storm. So, and then here comes the teacher saying, you know what? You can use those words to describe the weather. You just have to add y in the end of each noun to create an adjective. Let's try adding y and repeat it together. So we have sun, we put y, we have sunny, and everybody repeats sunny. And then the teacher is asking, okay, so we have cloud. If we add y, what do we have? And everybody already repeats cloudy. And we keep going, rainy, windy, snowy, stormy. In this case, I prefer showing students one example and for them to figure out what can be done, what they can do. And that's also a little bit of grammar for the word building in here also is present. And at the same time, they practice pronunciation and learning new words. So all the 3 linguistic competencies I am using here, right? And maybe you would like to pay attention to double N. They do not need to know why is it double at the beginning, if they're beginners, right? But just point it out, saying like, hey, let's pay attention. There is double N when you write it down. So like, oh yeah, there is double N. Let's write it down, right? So as soon as you introduce the words, maybe you have the flashcards and you would like to have a snowball game for them to memorize the words. Like for example, you show a card of a sun without a word, and student has to, oh, sunny. And then another student, you show another card and it would be snowy. And the student should say sunny, snowy. Then the third student will have a card with in the rain. So they will say sunny, snowy, rainy, and then it goes as if it's a bigger, bigger, bigger ball. And that exercise actually practicing memory skills. So, which is very good for learning languages. And that is another way how to make each student to say the whole thing over and over. And only one thing, it is good when you have about less than 20 students. If it's over than 20, it becomes too much. But when it's less than 20, it is funny. Even some students, instead of saying they're not allowed to say to help out, they can show with the gestures. And it sometimes can be funny, everybody laughs. And whenever we have emotions, our memory right away works. So that's the best way to do that. As soon as we introduced, we're coming to some stage 2, right? Exercise. So we know the knowledge, now we're coming to skills. Why did we learn those words? To talk about weather. So in this exercise, in this game, one student, as you can see over here, now let me use the laser. As you can see over here, that's the first student, and that's the second student. So the first student will look at the picture. What is the picture? So the picture is sunny, right? It is sunny. So the first student says, it is sunny. So the following student, maybe his neighbor or anyone else, the teacher can call out the name, right? Has to listen to the student and make that sentence negative. It is not sunny. And then the student starts again with another flashcard. And then they go on and off, on and off. Keep going student by student, student by student. So everyone will practice and vocabulary and saying affirmative and negative sentences while they talk. But it's not only for present tense. It can also be for the past tense. Here you can introduce speech markers for the tense, like yesterday, it's past. So it was sunny yesterday, it was not sunny yesterday. And again, it goes on repeat. Everybody is saying, everybody is practicing. And what I prefer using, I prefer having a bunch of cards with their names and just pick any name so nobody knows who is next. They're all prepared, they're all listening. Same here. We can make it for future. It will be sunny tomorrow. It will not be sunny tomorrow. And whenever you do the same thing for different tenses, it becomes easier for them to see the pattern in grammar. And then they kind of have that habit of understanding the logic of grammar. Another game that we can do to make it a little harder, right? So we move from something which is easy to harder, easy, harder, and so on, slowly, one by one. So another game. Same picture, right? For example, but I'm just using one picture, but you understand there are many pictures, right? And the first student says, I like sunny weather. Then another student should talk about the first student. She likes sunny weather. So here we have the use of S for present simple. And the students, again, they keep going and they do it on and off, one by one, or maybe calling out the names and so on. Now, of course, you're using the flashcards. Another example, same sentence. I like sunny weather, but in here, they can practice negative. She doesn't like sunny weather, or he doesn't like sunny weather. So again, you're switching and making sure that they when they say the sentence, it comes automatically. So they practice one little sentence in different variations, and that's how it's for them easier to say it later when they speak. And again, it goes on and off from student 1, student 2, student 2, student 3, student 3, student 4, and so on. Another game. Here we have already 3 students in use. So the first student says, it was sunny yesterday. The second student says, it is sunny now. The third student says, it will be sunny tomorrow. So you move student 1, student 2, student 3. And again, you begin student 2, student 3, student 4. And again, student 3, student 4, student 5. So that every student has a chance to make a sentence in different tense for different vocabulary. Because in one flashcard you will show sunny, in another flashcard you will show cloudy, and so on. So you want them to use it as much as possible. And you want them to move from the little one to the hard one. And again, it goes on and off, on and off. Another game. Here students get 2 pictures. For example, sunny and rainy. And here comes the language complexity. For example, it is sunny now, but it was rainy yesterday. So this but is already complexity whenever you connect 2 sentences in one. Or student can be more creative and think of any other ideas. It was sunny yesterday, but it is rainy today. So you can use different tenses. You can even use different order, whatever student wants to use. So you give some room for creativity, right? And at the same time, you practice language complexity. And here we go. Now it's your turn. So topic, daily routine, and your class will be true beginners. So let's think. What? Let me move back to backward design. So that's actually how backward design works. We're moving backwards, right? Okay, so here we go. You again have beginners, but they are not all the beginners. They are true beginners. And your topic is daily routine. So you have to tell me, what results do you want to have? What evidence, which exercises you will use, and your planning. What will you do first? What will you do next? And what you will do last. Okay, so I will give you time to think. I will give you about 5 minutes, or maybe less if you can make it less, to give me an answer. So you need to think about results. What do you want them to know? You need to think what exercises to use and what knowledge to learn, and planning. What is the order of it? So again, our topic is daily routine, and you have true beginners. So let's think about it and send me answer in the chat. And in the end, I will be reading it out loud, and then I will call out one person to speak up and give me your idea. Okay? So let's go. Let's think about it. I'll give you a couple minutes, okay?
Permission to speak, Miss Speaker, while you are doing your exercises right now, and the speaker is giving you time to do something. I'd like to remind everybody that after this training, after the lecture, we will be giving 10 minutes break to our speaker to catch her breath. And then after her 10-minute break, she's going to come back for a question and answer and some clarification. While we're doing that, while she's having her 10-minute break, we're going to introduce you to some people. We're going to introduce some people who will present you something, which I'm looking at the possibility of them as our sponsor in our next seminars. Thank you, Mrs. Speaker.
We want to know the goal, what is your goal, right? We want to know your plan. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? The topic is daily routine and your class is true beginners. Okay, you have about 2 more minutes and your answers in a chat.
Just send acknowledgement if you're already done. So Miss Kate will
Okay.
be waiting long.
Okay, I see one answer. So your results: identify and describe the student's daily routine using simple words and sentences. Good idea. So what is your plan? How to do that? 1, 2, 3. What should you do first? What you should do next? What do you think? You can also write it down in the chat. I will give you maybe a couple more minutes to answer, but we do have to answer faster, guys. Okay, I see more. Ask what they do in the morning, afternoon, at night using simple sentences. Okay, that's your result. Good. Okay, goal. Students gonna describe daily routine, right? Daily routine activities. Evidence. Students say sentences correctly about their routine and plan vocabulary introduction. Show pictures of daily activities. Okay, that's also a good idea. Results. Children will be able to do daily routine without supervision. Okay, for children, yes, that can be the result. So we have here Joy Novel. You answered before, right? So that's you continue. Oh no, I didn't see your answer before. Match pictures to words. Show pictures, repeat actions, matching game, pair question answers, draw, write, routine, plus share. Okay, that sounds like a good plan. Result: recognize and use basic vocabulary for daily routine. Plan describing their own routine in 3-5 sentences. Okay. Ask them about their daily routine. What do they do in the morning, afternoon, and evening using simple questions. Show pictures of different routines. Results: identify daily routine vocabulary, say and write sentences, describe their daily routine in order. Okay, evidence: oral question and answer. What do you do in the morning? Fill in the blanks. I go to school at. Okay. Planning: learn vocabulary, introduce daily routine words with flashcards. Game: Simon Says. Example: brush your teeth. Okay, that's a really great game. Write 3 sentences about their daily routine. Good. Result: recognize and say at least 3-4 basic daily routine words. Wake up, eat, brush teeth, sleep. Okay. And I do not see the plan. I see only the result. Topic: daily routine. Warm up: daily routine song. Learning objectives: talk about their routines with time. Introduce vocabulary words and sentence structure. Activities: routine, relay game. Results: talk about their routines with time. I was using the vocabulary words and sentence structure. Okay. Show some pictures of daily routine and let the learners identify themselves with the picture shown. Concerning the pictures and flashcards, it's also possible for beginners. It is possible because I have been doing so. For them to create some kind of structure, you show a few pictures of daily routine, and maybe there is some time over there, and they can see what is the first one, what is the next one. So it's a sequence, right? So, and then they put and they use, okay, I woke up at 6 a.m. Then I did that. After that, I do that, and so on. So they kind of using the link words. Then after that, next, And maybe they can use finally to talk about the last action of their day. They can use it in the past tense if you're learning the past. They can use it in present simple if you want to make sure that they learn their routine, right? And maybe they are talking about their future plans, right? So you can use it in different tenses. Okay. So I will ask now. You have great answers. Right now, I will ask one student to speak up and explain how would you approach such topic in such class. Okay? So I will ask Jesselyn Dela Cruz Chi.
Yeah, hello, Miss.
Hi. Hi, nice to hear you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for the topic daily routine for true beginners class.
Okay.
So, for me, for the desired results, I want my students to be able to describe their basic daily routine using the very simple vocabularies like wake up, eat breakfast, go to school and work or sleep. And
Okay.
yes, for the evidence, and I want them to be able to verbally describe their daily routine using those vocabularies targeted and answer questions like what do you do in the morning correctly and participate in an activity where they have to sequence their daily routine actions. So it could be through pictures, so, and labeling. And for the last one, planning on post so that I could approach this topic to them. I have to introduce the daily routine vocabularies with visuals or gestures, same like
Okay.
wake up, eat breakfast, and have students practice saying sentences, very simple ones. I wake up at 7 a.m. or I eat breakfast. And after that, I would make my students create a simple daily routine chart or through a sequence of pictures of their daily activities. And finally, for their assessment, ask my students to describe their daily routine using those vocabularies that we have discussed.
Okay. Very good. Good job. Thank you. That's a great lesson. Very good. And you already used the backward design. Good job. Thank you so much. Okay. So let's do one more. Okay. Let's think of one more. Let's maybe not talk beginners. Let's touch low intermediate. Okay. So another topic, hobbies. And again, your class is low intermediate. So send me similar messages, but for this exercise. Topic hobbies. And it is already low intermediate. So think of that. Low intermediate, there should be language complexity, right? Already present in their speech. Okay, so let's finish thinking and I want to see your answers. I see one answer over here. Oh, I see already the answers. Okay, so let me start reading. The result, children will be able to give one to favorite hobbies, evidence they can share it to their classmates and peers. Okay, next one, results. Students will be able to identify common hobbies, use simple sentences to talk about their own hobbies, and ask others about their interests. Okay, good. Example and target sentences. I like reading books. Okay, good. Evidence, use flashcards or pictures of hobbies, dancing, painting, cooking, reading, or play a short video showing people doing different hobbies. Check understanding through questions and answers, matching games, and sentence building activities. Good. And your plan is to play a guessing game using mimics and hobby flashcards. Good. And then another answer result to describe their own hobbies and interests in detail. Another person shared the result. Ask and answer simple questions about hobbies. What's your hobby? My hobby is reading. Okay. Identify and name common hobbies: reading, drawing, playing soccer, dancing, singing, cooking, etc. Good. And we also have another answer. Results. Students will be able to share their own hobbies, compare hobbies with friends. And then another answer. Goal. Discuss hobbies with the students and reinforce the importance of having one. Plan the first one, present a video of different hobbies, ask students what they notice on the video and why at least 3-5 volunteers. Number 3, ask students if they have their own hobby, and 4, ask them to share with reason why they do it. And number 5, summarize with highlight on the benefits of having a hobby. Results, students learn about different hobbies and are able to engage in one or try out a new one learned from the class. Okay. Okay. So I have seen answers. Okay. So I will pick Julie, right? Julie, am I correct? Julie, could you please
Yes.
tell us what would you do? What is your goal? What do you think
Yeah,
is
sure, sure.
evidence of knowledge and skills, and what is your plan?
I wasn't able to finish writing because it was long, but yeah, I would start with a quick stand up, sit down survey and call out various hobbies and have the kiddos stand if they like that activity. So I believe this is a fast, fun way to, let engage them, feel more comfortable because they're new, and activate their vocabulary. And then I would use pictures and do triple QSSA, question, statement, answer. We've been doing this in our school, and
Okay.
yes, this method is really helpful to introduce those new hobby vocabulary. For example, like show a picture of someone playing guitar. Then I will ask, "What is this?" Then they will respond, "Someone playing guitar, miss." And then I'll add, "Yes, playing guitar is a hobby blank sentence stamp," because that would really help them. And then, yeah, ABBA conversation that would go next to that. Because I believe that introducing this scripted conversation is very important. Communication
Okay.
practice. Yeah, and I'm gonna model it first, then have them participate with an elbow partner. Because my goal here is to move beyond simple yes or no. I want them to talk. I really want them to talk. And yeah, and then have them interview a new partner using that structure, then tell the class or small group about their partner's hobbies. That would be it.
Okay. Thank you. That's a great example. Thank you so much, Julie. Thank you. Okay. So I hope it was interactive and useful. So I will give you a break in order for you to ask me questions. And maybe I will ask you questions to give me feedback as well. So I guess, do I have 10 minutes, right? I have 10 minutes break?
Yes, Miss Kateryna.
Yes.
Catch your breath. You have 10 minutes break, and then you just message me when you're ready to come back.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
So I
you.
will keep the presentation on, or should I stop sharing?
Stop sharing because we're going to share something.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Miss.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. So everyone, I'd like to give Miss Kateryna 10 minutes break because it's been what, more than 2 hours nonstop talking. So right now I'm going to introduce you to some people. Okay, they are from Avida and Amaya. So are you there? Aya? Hello? Hello, Aya? Okay, so just show the presentation, Michael. So you have the audio?
Let me see. Can you hear it?
No, we can't hear it.
All right. Let me put it in because I have a lot of speakers and microphones here. I'm just going to transfer it to the desktop. Just give me 1 second. Okay, audio is from stereo mix. Okay. Okay, let's see. Can you hear it? Wait a second.
No audio.
No audio.
Oh, hmm. How do I? Audio. There you go. I'm sorry. Definition, audio device, speaker. Let's see this.
Investing in real estate is a wise choice, but investing today is wiser. Secure your Ayala property today, starting at 8,200 per month. Hi, I'm Aya, and welcome to Mumbai. Investing
Come on. Okay, come on.
in real estate is a wise choice, but investing today is wiser. Secure your Ayala property today, starting at 8,200 per month. Hi, I'm Aya, and welcome to Mumbai.
Okay, so basically, since we're giving Miss Kate at least 10 minutes for her to have or for her to catch her breath, bathroom, water, break. So what I'm showing you right now is a property near in Nuvali, Santa Rosa. So I am actually giving at least 10 minutes for this agents because I'm seeing them as one of the possible sponsors for our projects here in US and in the Philippines. That's why I had given them and they had submitted proposal to me. Then I said yes if there is a possibility that they can be a sponsor of our projects in the Philippines, because we're going to have an upcoming project this first week. Oh no, it's gonna be second week of October, because the boxes, the three boxes that the gate sent to the Philippines will be arriving in the Philippines on first week of October, which is after they receive it. We're going to have a nice project to at least two schools in the Philippines.
Here, contact us today to know more about different.
Okay, so if you're interested to look at the property, we can show you this video, and I can connect you to the agents of Ayala Land Estates. Okay. Oh gosh. You can't hear me, Michael? Am I not audible? Am I audible, everyone? Because
Yes,
I yeah,
I
am I
can hear
audible?
you.
Okay, so were you able to understand me? So remember, I'm telling you that they are not yet our sponsors. So with this seminar, we still don't have a sponsor. So when they submitted me the proposal, so I said, okay, if they were able to make at least one sale from this group, then they're going to sponsor the projects in the Philippines. But it's always your choice. You can ask me about the details, the person to contact. I'm going to give you their contact information. I'm going to send you their presentation. If you're interested, just PM me, so that we're going to have our sponsor in the Philippines, because right now I'm trying to look for sponsors that can help our project in the Philippines. Aside from these three boxes that we sent last month, the proceeds of this seminar will be to help the projects in the Philippines, of course, how to make the project possible, the transportation, the food of the upcoming projects, and of course the trainings that we're giving to give. Because as I said, when it's from the gate, we don't have problem. But if we're going to tap speakers from different place, then we're going to have some problems, of course. Some actually that is not a problem. That is always a good problem for me, because it's always a good opportunity to have some speakers that is knowledgeable on the specific topic, like we have right now. Miss Katerina, Kate is very knowledgeable. Okay, so Aya, you can actually talk. At least you still have at least 3 minutes to talk to them, because Miss Kate will be back soon. And then the presentation you had submitted to us, which Michael presented earlier, has no audio.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes, hello everyone. So, it's a little bit noisy here because we're in the middle of orchard right now in Singapore. So, we have also an event. So sorry for the interruption. So I'm Aya from Ayala. So we are presenting our project in Ayala Land. So if you're interested to our project, I posted our contact number. You may reach us WhatsApp, and also if you're interested to be our global marketing partner, we can Ayala Land will give you compensation of a 3.5% of the total selling price. So for further instruction and partnership, you may want to reach us on the number that I sent on the picture. Ako na naman yung no. Madilim.
Dr. Presley, you are muted.
Oh my God. So I'm muted. So if you have any question regarding the property that she's presenting to you, you can ask her the information. I will join her to the GC. And of course, as we are still waiting for Miss Kate, just tell me when you're ready. And then so as when Miss Kate returns, she's going to be we're going to open the question and answer, and any suggestion or any queries that you want to ask Miss Kate, and then she's willing to spend another at least 20 minutes with us for her to answer or ask questions to you.
Yeah, hi everybody, I'm back here. You can go ahead.
Okay, you're back, Miss Kate?
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, here's Miss Kate. Thank you very much, Miss Aya. I'm going to join you in our GC. Okay, back to you, Miss Kate.
Yes, so go ahead. If you have any questions, maybe something was not clear, maybe you want to ask if this is correct, maybe you want to tell what is your takeaway from the session, what did you like the most, what will you use? Maybe you want to say something that you did not know that you learned now. You are welcome to say anything.
The question is and answer is now open for everybody. And then before that, can we open our cameras first for us to take the picture? To take picture to document this webinar, so we can put this in our website. So you can find the pictures of this in our website. Depends on the availability of our website in charge of website, Mr. Michael Magsombol. Okay, so please open your camera, your video. We're going to take a picture. Who's going to take the picture, Michael? Let me check. Let me take the picture. Okay, so I'm going to count. We have how many? We have 4. So I'm going to have 4 slides, and then I'm going to take before I take picture, I see to it that I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. I'm calling Miss Sunshine's iPad, and Lorna, you don't have your camera or video open. Miss Kate, may I request, please turn
Yeah,
on.
I have one.
Okay.
Because I've joined from 2 devices, so one is on.
Okay, yeah, there, I see you there. Okay, counting, Sanction's iPad, please turn on your camera. Counting 1, 2, 3. Ready? Smile. Okay, so next slide, we have, okay, next slide. Very good. Aside from Domam Ag, Eden, your camera is off. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Third set. Okay, third set. We have a lot of closed camera here. Nicole, Ameline, Jessica, Lindsay, Marlene Rumias, Lenny Rose, Jessa Libato, Iris, please turn on your camera. Okay, so please turn on your camera. Okay, I'm counting. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, last page. I have on my, oh my God, last page. I only have 5 open camera. Can you please open your camera? Myra, Christina, Michelle, Ana May Salgado, Jessica Lindsay, Ameline Malinao, Jessa Libato, Irish Lorraine Consignado, Charisse, Ana May, Christine Joy, Lorna Jane, whoever is the iPhone is, Moraga Daniel, open your camera. Okay, last call. 1, 2. Okay, last call. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Yung kahit na hindi naman ako kasama sa picture, nakasmile ako. Okay, anyway. So, the question and answer is now open. If you have any question with Miss Kate, you can do so. If you have question, Miss Kate, to our students, please do. Okay, I'm going to read the chat. If the yeah, okay, haha. Okay.
If you do not have questions, you can always say, what is your takeaway from the session?
Okay, so and of course, as I had forwarded or sent message in the GC, I'm asking everyone to
Oh, I see one.
yes, PM me. I sent a message in our GC asking everyone to PM me the evaluation, evaluate speakers evaluation and request for a specific topic.
Okay, so I have one question. Let me read it out loud so everybody can pay attention. What is your single most effective strategy for helping ESL students understand and retain complex vocabulary in a high-stakes subject like biology? So whenever it comes to terms, mostly it is not expressions, it's mostly reading. And in terms of biology, in order to enrich vocabulary in that, reading would be any different reading exercises would be the most effective ones, and understanding the reading, paraphrasing the sentences. So in that example about biology, that would be the one. Okay. Did I answer your question? Yep. Okay, good. So okay, I see. Okay, I see another person saying, we were very delayed from your topics, and it made me realize how important to know the mastery of linguistics and language skills. Yes, that's true, because we're teachers, we're looking at learning languages from the methodology point of view, and we have to understand what is our strategy as a teacher, right? So yes, our students learn the language, but we have to think about methodology. That's how teaching works. That's true. Okay, thank you. Saying that it was clear, interactive, and I was very engaging. Thank you so much. Thank you for your feedback. Any other questions?
Before we finish this training, I'd like to read something that we're going to give to our trainer, Miss Kate.
Thank you.
But we're going to give it to you during our oath taking ceremony in Queens. Trisha Moraga, are you there? Hello, Trisha Moraga, are you there? My messenger, I don't know what's happening to my messenger, but this is what happening to me. I can't open the GC. I can't open I can't send messages most of the time, especially if it's a picture message. So, does anyone experiencing the same that I'm experiencing? Trisha, are you there? Hello, Trisha Moraga. Trisha Moraga, are you there? Daniel.
She's okay, but she's not.
They can't open the certificate. Daniel, are you there? Daniel, send the certificate for the speaker, please. I can't open it. I don't know what's wrong with my
Dr. Presley, I just want to remind you the slides for this lecture. We can send it to the people who are requesting it after the certificates.
Eight months ending. Okay, the slides, which is also the handouts, will be sent to you soon as the seminar. Now give us until tomorrow, because the concentration right now is to send your certificates. And I was informed that they are trying to send it to me, is still sending. I don't know what's happening, but it's for sure today. You're going to get your certificate today, but of course you're going to give us time, because a 93 attendees, congratulations. I'm so happy. So this is the first time, so I'm going to read this. Okay, I'm going to show you, of course. Okay, nothing shows. Okay, so I'm just going to read what is in the certificate. Global Association for Trainings and Employment Incorporation. Certificate of Merit is presented to Katerina Huretska for her exemplary service as the resources speaker for the TESOL Professional Development Training. Through her insightful and rigorous 3-hour session and approaches to lesson planning and activity design, she significantly enhanced the professional skills and affirmed the commitment of her fellow educators. Her exceptional dedication and affirmation of best practices have made a lasting and positive impact on the field of English language instruction. Presented on this 20th day of September 2025 during the international webinar, New York City, USA. Signed by Eldrick Castillo, Dr. Maria Cresley Taylor, Dr. Rosemary Pareño, and Ria Serrano. Thank you so much. In behalf of the founders of Global Association for Trainings and Employment, we would like to thank you all. Miss Rosemary Pareño, Dr. Rosemary Pareño, are you still here? Miss Eldri and Miss Ria Serrano, are you still here? Can you give some short message to our speakers and our attendees?
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. This is a great learning platform. A wonderful job for Katerina. Thank you very much for your participation, your presentation, and all the information that you share with us. It was great. I learned a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That is Miss Eldri Castillo, one of the founders of G.A.T.E Inc. Miss Ria Serrano, are you still there? And of course, Dr. Rosemary Pareño, are you still there?
She's muted. I can see her.
You can see her?
Yeah, I can see she's talking, but she's muted.
Okay. Hello.
Yes,
Thank you so much to Katerina for a very inspiring and a very informative session about TESOL. I've been a TESOL teacher for many years, but I think her innovative ideas gave insights to new teachers, especially new teachers of ESOL, and also for experienced teachers of TESOL. It was a great opportunity for us to see you presenting to the new teachers of the Global Association for Trainings and Employment. Okay, so for all the participants, I think the speakers have really greatly inspired us to become an effective TESOL teachers to our students. Thank you very much,
Thank
and I
you.
hope have a nice day.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rosemary Pareño, one of the, of course, one of the founders, one of the brains of Global Associations for Trainings and Employment. I'm still trying to call Miss Ria Serrano if she's there to say some short messages for us. But if she's not available, because I know
Hello,
she's,
Dr. Cresley.
yes, yeah,
Dr.
you're
Cresley and everyone, good morning from New Jersey and good evening to all in the Philippines and good afternoon to some others who are in a different area. So we thank, first of all, Miss Katerina for doing this amazing workshop for everybody. The education part and the leadership is amazing, and we look forward that we continue this process and progress for everybody in the different capacities and in different areas of our globe. Thank you also to my co-founders, Dr. Rosemary Peranio, Ms. Eldri Castillo, and Dr. Cresley Taylor for getting this through our first ever workshop from the Gates Incorporated. And thank you so much to everybody for joining us. We need to empower each other to have a better future.
Thank you so much. So there you go. You have all the four founders in just one window of your computer, and of course, for first time, and we already have 93 attendees. So congratulations, everyone. Thank you so much. This is our first time, yet we already have 93. This is a big crowd already. Thank you so much. Thank you and good night. We're going to meet you, of course, again, Miss Katerina. We're going to see you again. If it's possible, everybody will see you. I'm going to bring you to them. Okay. So thank you so much. Good night, everybody. Good morning. Enjoy your weekend.
I just wanted to mention that there is a links I sent, and of course, I will share with you the presentation so you can share with students if they want to.
Yes, thank you so much, Miss Kate. And of course, we're going to put that link to our website so people will know what was the webinar about. So thank you so much, Sir Michael. Sir Michael, I've been talking to him. A short message, please, from our USA National President. We've been working on this for 1 week, and then yeah. Congratulations. Thank you, Sir Michael. Can you give us this short message, please?
Ah, you're welcome, Dr. Cresley. So for everybody who is still listening, have a good night. Thank you for coming.
Thank you all. Good night. Good night.
Have a good night. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night. Good night.
Right. Kate, we're going to see you again. One day next week.
Good night, Doc. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Good night. Miss Eldri, thank you so much for the Zoom. Thank you.